Well, hello and happy Friday. It is digital host A.J. Wuest welcoming you back to Before the Four, where I go through and talk about 48's top news stories and then some before the 4 o'clock newscast. And today I'll be running a shorter version of Before the Four. We'll just talk about the weather with 48 First Alert Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis. We have a little breaking news to get into also. Some Labor Day travel tips from AAA Alabama's Clay Ingram. And of course, you already know week one of high school football here in North Alabama. And how about 48's game of the week last night? The Pisgah Eagles flew their way to a 1-0 record, defending their nest by defeating the Fife Red Devils 30-22. 48's Cam Durr was there covering the game. And of course, tonight, plenty more high school football to be played, so make sure to stay up to date with the local scores from all over the Tennessee Valley on our website, WAFF.com. Go to the sports section and then the scoreboard. We will continue to update those scores tonight as they come in. And also be sure to stay tuned to our 10 o'clock newscast tonight for game highlights and, of course, 48 Blitz OT at 10:30. Hear from yours truly with those scores before we send it off to Carl for further coverage. And Beyond the Lights Athens, let me pull this up for you all. That was last night, and it is actually now available on our website. So if you haven't seen it yet, you're certainly going to want to give it a watch. You're just not going to want to miss it. It is the second episode of Beyond the Lights Athens. The third episode will be streamed next Thursday, wherever you're watching Before the Four right now. So whether that's YouTube, whether that's Facebook, or the 48 Now live stream page, that will be next Thursday. It's streamed throughout the season, but you can watch the first and the second episodes on our website, WAFF.com. Now, certainly a hot day for some football here in the Tennessee Valley. And as mentioned earlier, let's send it over to 48 First Alert Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis with the weather heading into the weekend. Brad?
Well, good afternoon, AJ. Yeah, we've got storms on the edges, kind of like yesterday, but we have a few more in the northeast corner of the state and up into Tennessee as well. And it's just really hot. If it's not raining where you are, it is brutal outside. We'll take a look at the radar, and then again, the drought continues out there. But we are getting more rain out here to the west, and DeKalb County, you're seeing some showers there too. But this is pretty much along Highway 43 north up towards Florence and around Russellville. These continue to just very slowly move almost due west here, so to speak, but some very heavy rain on the way into Muscle Shoals here. Again, this is time data. You can always get the latest on our 48 First Alert weather app, but this is just before 3:25 in the afternoon here on a Friday. Very little rain has fallen today in the Huntsville metro area down to Coleman, but there's promising signs here from Rainsville to Scottsboro over to Henniger of additional showers and storms this evening. I mentioned it is hot where it's not raining or you haven't had rain-cooled air. It's either in the mid-90s or low 100s. We're approaching 101 again in Huntsville, and yesterday we hadn't hit 101 until way back when. It was 12 years ago. We've headed out to high school football. There's sure to be plenty of heat timeouts out there, 86 degrees. A few storms, too. We had some lightning delays yesterday, and to keep in mind, some of the lightning strikes are way far away this time of year. You can just see them when the sun sets because they're fairly isolated storms. Focusing on the weekend, 7 a.m. tomorrow, most of the rain is to the south. Again, it's really tied to this area low pressure that's over Louisiana. That's why they've got better rain chances. And if you're headed down to the Gulf Coast, you can always take our 48 First Alert weather app with you, have it follow your location, and you'll get the idea there. You get lightning alerts and things like that. Now, by 3 o'clock tomorrow, we see a change here across northern Alabama. We see a better chance for more showers and a few more thunderstorms. So I think our chances are going to go up. And that may be our best chance we've had in a while, at least in the Huntsville metro area, of getting some rain. And then as we kind of focus our attention on Sunday, notice down there in New Orleans, they're seeing the heavier rainfall again there. And that's, again, associated with that area of low pressure. Speaking of areas of low pressure, just kind of something to look way ahead. In about 10 days, we may actually have something tropical in the Gulf of Mexico. So that's something we will be keeping an eye on. 10-day forecast. It gets a little bit cooler, and I stress a little bit cooler. We get back to normal Sunday and Monday. and then a slightly below normal later next week. And those chances for showers and storms fairly isolated. As far as your Saturday, again, we warm up quickly, 74 to start the day. We'll finish the day in the 90s, and those rain chances, well, they're pretty much going up as we continue on. So again, rain chances are there. Back to you, AJ.
Well, thank you, Brad. Certainly good to know. And speaking of the weekend, some of you may be hitting the road this Labor Day weekend. And earlier this week, I spoke with Clay Ingram with AAA Alabama for 48 Now as we spoke about Labor Day travel. Take a listen to some tips he gave for driving on these Alabama roads.
Yeah, planning ahead is always the key. That's the secret to any kind of travel, whether it's getting your car checked out ahead of time by a certified technician to prevent any potential breakdowns for you along the way. They can check your belts and hoses and things like that can put you on the side of the road very quickly. They can check your battery, all your fluid levels, your bulbs and your blinkers and your headlights and things like that. It's very important to let a certified technician to do that to make sure that they're.
But yes, great interview with Mr. Clay Ingram for 48 Now. If you're traveling this weekend, make sure you are staying safe while having fun at the same time. But you can watch that full 48 Now interview with those tips with Clay Ingram on our website. Just go to WAFF.com. And now in Decatur, this is our top story today. A man was arrested after a double shooting on Thursday that killed his estranged wife and sent another man to the hospital. Decatur police said the shooting happened near Big Lots on 6th Avenue, just after 4:20 p.m. According to police, when officers arrived at the scene, they located 50-year-old Yvette Fuller and a man inside the vehicle suffering from a gunshot wound. That is Yvette you're seeing on screen right there, but Morgan County Coroner Jeff Chun responded to the scene and pronounced her dead. The man was transported to a hospital for treatment. His condition is unknown at this time, but later Thursday night, 51-year-old Marcus Fuller was arrested for capital murder and booked into the Morgan County Jail, where he is being held without bond. Police said Fuller turned himself in, and family members told 48 that Marcus Fuller and Yvette Fuller were married but separated about a month before the shooting. Very, very sad story there. But that does it for today's Before the Four. I want to thank you for sticking around and spending a little of your Friday afternoon with me. Make sure you're tuning in to tonight's newscast, whether it's the 4, 5, the 6, or the 10, and of course 48 OT Blitz later on. But you all have a wonderful Labor Day weekend. Enjoy some high school football. And as always, thanks for watching. You all have a great night.